And hello, it is Friday, the 26th of August. I can't believe where August went. It just came and went, right? But a lot of things, when I look back, a lot of things happened in August, so it was there for sure. I received some happy mail from Teresa. She's making these homemade envelopes. I don't want to flip it around because then you can see the address and stuff. And then she included this cute card with a lot of texture on it, raised texture because she layered on her elements, and it's always like unused inside, so that if you have the nerve to it, you can ship it off to a person. But I often just keep her cards because I think they're so cute. And then she gifted this add-on as a pocket, and I really like it a lot. I will use it for my junk journal. And I think that I would like cut a little slit down here somehow, so I get like a two-layer pocket that also shows the nice paper from the inside. Can you see? I really like, that you can see this texture here. So yeah. I hope she won't mind that I'm, changing it a little bit, just giving it like a round lip or something. So I'm gonna glue it into my junk journal. And Teresa writes that she watched Tim Holtz and he was digging out his Halloween stash. So she wanted to do the same. And I was just like, Halloween already? But okay, sure. It's like the 26th of August. So it's creeping up on us, the fall. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Calico Cat. Why don't I just say Kathy? Hi, Kathy. And hi, Julie. So today I don't really have anything like fabulous planned out. So I thought, why not just take a look at an old art journal and then be inspired to work with something similar, because it's always fun, to grab an old art journal and then go back and see if what how, to redo some of the pages. So this is an art journal way back from 2018. I got the journal itself because I had a haul from Jane Davenport. Let me just correct that camera so it can all stay in the screen. And Jane Davenport back in 2017 sold these journals where it was like canvas linen as a front cover that you could decorate yourself. So I choose to decorate mine with beads, and these are like fluorescent, so they glow in the dark. So that's why it looks a little bit strange, but it looks awesome when you turn off the light. And it's Jack Skeleton because I really am a big fan of Tim Burton and his whole universe. Let me see if I can. It's always an issue, when you stream to get everything straight in the camera. Why did my light suddenly change? Was it this white? Okay, but 2018, and this was the style I was into, you could say. And it's a lot of washi tape. What else do we see? Yeah, you guys remember how we did those? It was just washi tape, pattern paper, and then some stencil work also, and then you drew something. Now this in this case is just the front page. So but hey, it would be interesting to recreate this page actually, because I actually think it's kind of funky with all those colors going in and out. There's something really likable about it. Hi, Amber. Hi, Magical Touch, Carol. No, that's not Carol. Is it? Oh, it is Carol. Hi, Gail. Let's see, did I miss? Hi, Colleen. Hope you're feeling better. I'm looking back, reminiscing old art journal. Back in 2018, I was a huge, and I still am a huge fan of Willowing, Tamara Laporte. So a lot of the page spreads you can find inspiration from her weekly uploads. Back then, she had like almost like every week she uploaded a journal spread So it was just mesmerizing, watching her way of thinking and creating. And I love the way that she's incorporating a lot of centangling. Um, this is called group hug, and I think that's what her piece is called on YouTube. So in case that you also want to draw some of these pages, you can find these figures from going to her channel and then watch her speed paint. It's like sped up live art. So that's basically what I did a lot of back in 2018, watching um, YouTube videos, finding it interesting, and then trying to do my take on it. This owl is in particularly cute. Look, like embossed wings, embossed chest, and what is that? Oh, it's called what is that shiny thing? It's something with glue. A glossy accent on the eye, and then of course the infamous crown. Oh, I really like that. There's also like glossy accent on this the girl's eyes up here. Yeah, I love this style too. Oh, this is also like I wrote down here, like you can see like where I'm writing down. Where is the willowing? Oh, didn't I do it in this one? But this is a willowing page. And I think here I wrote willowing. But this is also one of her characters and also the buildings. Oh, this one is awesome too with the division of the page background, almost like stained glass work. I really like that. It could be fun to do today. What is that? Is that embossed? I think I just laid down embossed paper and then used paint on top of it to get some sort of texture. And it looks like I just followed line work from how I ripped the embossed paper. So, yeah. It does. Doesn't it look like stained glass? Also, I think this is from Pixar. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is from Pixar. From there is a short film where you see these angry birds landing on a telephone wire post line where they start chopping on this huge blue bird that lands. And I just found that those birds were so hilarious to look at. And I can see here that I included some foil, and it looks like I simply just cut out pieces of the foil, pasted it in, and then worked on top of it with acrylic. But I can see here that some of the foil are actually been used. So that's a fun way to utilize the foil. You can never really like use up a whole sheet. There is always like residue that shines, but the sheet itself is spent. So what to do with it? Throw it out, or just cut it up and use it like this. Love it a lot. Love all that splatter and the texture. So yeah. Oh, I remember this one. It's like hate love relationship to this page. Oh, look, I used the glossy accent to create a very shiny checkerboard border, but it kind of is a bad idea because, as you can see, it sticks together when you close the page, and I don't think that it ever will stop doing that, even though it feels dry to the touch, but it's just glossy. So I should put a sheet of rice paper in between this spread. Still working with the glossy accent on the clocks right here. I like that shiny element in the middle of it, and I think that is actually just a washi tape. So yeah. I remember this. These are some materials from my mother-in-law. I saw that her on her refrigerator she had this postcard with a poem. Uh, it's in Danish, And then I just cleaning up of her apartment. Yeah, we had to empty her apartment, and a lot of her um, things turned into ephemera in my craft room because why throw it out if you can use it and still be remembered by the person. So I think that all this paper you see here is actually papers from materials from her apartment that I turned into a page spread. um don't really have any. Oh my god, I first notice it now. It's a cat sitting on a toilet holding up the toilet brush, and then it looks like a guitar. A home without a cat is just a house. I think that's a very generic quote. I use a lot of stickles on these stripes over here, and the stickles are on the black paint, so it kind of gives a neat dual effect. Like some stickles just look too colored when you use them on black. I think what I did here was that I took a magazine advertisement for clothes and then ripped it out, pasted it in, and then I had this crazy head from a napkin and then just glued that on instead. Yeah. And this is a D.D. Willingham inspired page spread. Totally trying to see if I can paint those celestial universe background with trying out the stars. It looks so easy when she does it, but seriously, I mean, you have to kind of practice. So I think that's why I wanted to do this page spread. I remember I also did another page spread just to practice the way she makes fog with a baby wipe and white acrylic paint. Here I bought some ephemeras, and it was like angel wings made out of real feathers, and I had them in my drawers for like a long time. That sounded wrong the way I said it. It sounded like I said I had it in my pants for a long time. I had it in my stash for a long time, and then I just decided I wanted to use it, but didn't really have an idea. So I remember that this spread, I originally wanted to come back and revisit this spread and add something to it on this page here. But so far, it's just angel looking this direction. But I still have not added what she's looking at. So that's kind of a little bit weird page spread. Oh, I remember this one. It's inspired by James Davenport, but it's painted without a brush. So I used a spatula for this one. Just actually it might even be a plastic tool like this. Just trying to see what you get when you use a different tool than just a brush. But clearly, like totally Jane Davenport with the way the head is, and then you could say like a willowing Tamara Laporte background here. Whatever turns you on, Lena. Here I received some German scraps from CB, and I wanted to see if I could use it in page spreads. So it was a German scrap sheet with owls. So I just made a tree and pasted in all the owls. So it's a little bit weird, and also a little bit weird. More German scraps because it was a sheet with the birds where they had like this image here where they're sitting on the top of a roof. So I just glued in the German scrap and then prolonged the roof and then added the building. But it doesn't really work. And it's kind of fun, some page spreads, doesn't really work when they're finished, but it was a good idea. So this is one of those. This is inspired by the case of a Jane Davenport Aqua Pastel set that I have. The original artwork was also with this gray and lavender toned, and it just looks really nice together. You know, that lavender mauve with gray transitioning into pink. Yeah, there's something really likable about that palette, right? So, oh, you don't think you ever caught me live? Hi, Sina. I rarely catch you too because you are on very late. There is a 7 hours time difference between you and me. So sometimes I can see that I get a notification at 4 in the morning that you go live. But I really enjoy, revisiting your uploaded. This is me painting with, I think these are stripes of oil, where I'm trying to make step outs and learning how to blend with oil. So, yeah. I think this is also inspired by some artwork that I saw on the internet. It was this artist who opened up people's head and then something is living in there or flying out. Um, I can't pronounce his first name, but his last name is Bosch. Hermanius Bosch. I've been a fan of him for, yeah, 4 or 5 years. I think I haven't known him forever, but I found he's a very interesting artist because he has the idea that there's something living inside each shape, whether it's the shape of a human head or, so he likes to slice up his images and then create a whole little world inside of it. And I think what attracted me so much about his fantasy is because at that time slot, 2018, house mouse stamps was really popular. And I thought they were so cute, house mouse. They were like creating homes out of a shoe and a teapot, so it just speaks to me, you can find like living spaces, living rooms inside an apple or the shape of a head or something. um Actually, Lena, it is 4 a.m. when Sina is streaming. It is in the night. As for you guys in the US, it's like 4 in the morning when she goes on. Oh my god. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then she should be live around 11 in the afternoon here in Denmark. Mm. Yeah, that Monty Python. You're right, Barbara. Like the thing about something living inside something else. Like I saw a painting of Bosch where he like split a human body in half, and then you could see what was living inside the spine of a man, and it was like this tall building. Like, how crazy is that? But it's fun. It's totally abstract. Here I'm working with the stencils from Jane Davenport. I think there is a lot of stencil work here because there are like the four faces that she had. And I think this eye is a stencil, and this might also be a stencil. I'm not sure about this one. It looks like something I just made up. But definitely this is stencils that you can buy from Jane Davenport that I just colored out. Oh, this is lovely. This is elephant. Oh, this is so cute. I think also Inktense pencils. Yeah, I think this is, I used some pencils here and it looks like it's the Inktense pencils. And then some colors that I'm not sure if it's something I mixed or if it just came like that in a watercolor set. Hmm. We'll never learn. Ah, I love these paste spread. This is the Precious Girl. Is she called that? No. No, 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 no. Yo, yeah, isn't it? It's Santoros Gorgeous Girl. That's what she's called. Santoros is the company. The motif is called Gorgeous Girls. And what I did was I pasted out with a stencil an oval shape, and then I stamped in the stamp of the gorgeous girl and then just colored it. But what's so likable about this spread is totally this paste work here. I mean, how cool is it to have the same stencil on a whole page except for this center? It just looks like, I don't know. It looks, I like the look of it. And I think I used watercolor to color the edges of the stencil. Yeah, that's really likable. Um, every idea looks crazy. I think my problem is that I have really fantastic bad ideas. Okay, this is just a. I think this is a page spread inspired by Ange. She was streaming every Friday, and I kind of get the Ange vibe from this page spread, with her color choices. It is so her to go in with red, white, and black. And it is so Ange to do like the dots, stencil work up here, the black border, putting in a quote. Yeah, I think that's it. But of course, this is a napkin. So it all started with a napkin from Jane Davenport, but then I can totally get that Ange vibe from this page spread. For the first time in a while, they came out with more different girls. They did. Oh, I love the big stamps. Like that's like bigger than just the generic small ones. I think you can do more with the bigger stamps. Ooh, this is agony. Agony. Lindsay the Frugal Crafter is mentioned down here, so it's probably a giraffe that you can find a tutorial for on in her catalog of uploaded videos. I'm looking. Maybe I did this because I got that pink paste. I remember that for the first time I got this pink stencil paste, and I was really anxious to use it. So I think this is one of those. When you buy a material and you just want to jump in, use it for the first time. So, yeah. Isn't it crazy how we can recall things that happened a long time ago? This is definitely Copenhagen's skyline in pink. I also did it in blue. Don't know if it's in this book. Oh, there's something off with this. I don't know what this is, but definitely needs a ton of highlights. What is this? Let me just grab. Do we have like a white? Yeah, we can see that it's light bulbs, right? Oh man, it just need that. Oh, I'm sorry. I just can't help myself. I just it's like agony to look at without the highlights. Like how can you stop the way like it's like half done without the highlights? Okay, let me just try and put in some of the highlights. Yeah, that's also the fun thing about grabbing an old art journal to look at the. I don't want to say it's not a mistake. It's more like you would have done it differently today. So I guess that's why a person like me don't really like to look at old art journals because I can't just view it as it is. I keep finding things that I would do differently. Okay, now we got a little bit more dimension. Wouldn't you say so? We just needed that the okay, we can flip now. It's a little bit better. I remember when I was a little girl, my grandfather went to Denmark for business trip and brought me back cool art supplies. Wow. I was 8 years old. He was always spoiling me. I remember feeling so special. You are special, Sina. Oh my god, I can't believe that he actually was here. Sandra. This is Sandra's bird. You're only here for a short visit. Don't worry. And be sure to smell the flowers along the way. Okay. Oh, I think I wrote that because this is pasted in flowers from my scrapbook time. You know, when you scrapbook, you have some weird ephemeras, and then suddenly you venture into art journaling, and then you try to merge those things together. And this is a good example of that, where I was kind of hoarding these very delicate, finely pressed flowers. It's like real pressed flowers. I did not draw them. Um, so yeah, I think what's going on this page, Brett, is that I wanted to use those flowers and then also try out Sandra's cute bird with the googling eyes. Isn't it just hilarious? Don't you just love that? You know, you paint like a big glob and then turn it into a bird looking up or down or sideways. Yeah, it's totally Sandra Scraps to Beauty Bird. Yeah, they need to go on a diet. You're waiting for that explosion of gas, you know. This is an artist that I have loved a lot of her paintings. Her name is Larissa Carly. She's doing watercolors for the most, and I think she's also got gouache elements on top of her artwork. And she had this painting where it was like a rainy day, and I totally liked the um, reflection, it's called, from the rainy day. So I remember wanting to learn how to do it. So that's why this here is painted. Oh, it's that Copenhagen skyline that I'm talking about. This right here is leaking through from another page. So it's not meant to look like this here in the center. Tivoli, Rådhuspladsen, um, Rundetårn, Diamanten. Yeah, I can just picture out SAS Hotel. It's fun, you know, when you draw your own city in blocks. You can kind of recall all the places. Magicals. Magicals! Trying to tame the wild beast of magicals by using brushstrokes, but I think when you dilute it and use it as watercolor, you kind of kill it because it gets like flat. It's not like mingling and mixing so much. So lesson learned: if I try to control magicals with a brush, it just dies. You know. This page spread here reminds me of a quote of this. I drew my wise aunt looking into a gloom dark forest with a thought bubble saying, sometimes I miss you so much, that I wish I could recall where I buried you. Something really sinister like that. But it was fun. This is definitely inspired by CC Creation. I really wanted to learn, you know, how she's doing all that doodling next to the round shapes in fresh colors. So I also think if, let's say, you bought a new watercolor palette, can you imagine instead of swatching it out in squares that you did it like a CC Creation spread instead? Because there's almost like 24 elements on this page that you can fill out with a color. So I really like, I like that wildness of it a lot. Weird pills. Hi, Kathy. Oh my God. Kathy, you had the most interesting stream yesterday. I have to say, it really hit a nerve inside of me of something I want to investigate more. I do have that leather brayer that you need for rolling out ink. I've never used it for my gel plate because I think it's a special brayer, but who am I kidding? I mean, why have a wonderful tool like this just lying in your, once again, drawers and not my trousers, my drawer. Is it called drawers? Isn't it? So I promised myself I want to use this sprayer for something. I don't have the soya ink that you showed on your stream, but I got this chalk. Okay, okay, it's a little big tongue twister. Let me read it before I try to pronounce it. Chalk, okay, chalkographic ink. Oh, try and say that 5 times. It's professional oil-based ink that they roll out on metal plates so the ink will stay wet, and then they print on top of it, and they can just go on and on and on printing. And that's why I bought this leather brayer, because rumor has it that it was like the perfect brayer to use with this tube. Only thing is that I haven't used it a lot. As you can see, I only used it 2 times, and it was a mess, and it didn't work. But since this is cold black, I was inspired by watching your stream to try it out on my gel plate doing magazine pulls. So I'm not even gonna be sad if I kill my transparent gel plate. I'm just gonna sacrifice it because look, I have a whole tube just lying in a drawer. So coming up is me playing with this black ink, and I hope that it's also washable like Kathy Arbor's soya-based ink is, but I think it's not. I think this is an oil-based, where the oil is linseed oil and then pigment. So yeah, it's called in Kistostro. I need I need a cocktail to say this one. Inchicostro Calcographico. Yeah, sounds really fancy, but I know that it's for making prints of paper. Like, you just could go on and print and print and print if you got a plate made in copper or metal or glass or whatnot. No, I don't think that it's water wash up either. And I remember that from the first time I played with it, that I couldn't wash it off my desk surface and also some of my clothes. So that's actually why I have put it safely away to the side, because it was a mess to get off your fingers also. So yeah, and I even did try to clean up the brayer, and it was difficult. You can still see the stripes, when you wash it off and leave it and think it's completely dry, then it's not. It's leaving these stripes from from the ink. So yeah, lots of cleanup. Um, this is a napkin, and also more of that pink stencil paste. I really like using the stencil paste, but then when it's dried up, it's just this shiny element, not really looking like it belongs on the page spread. So here I actually try to use other napkins as a background and other stencils, but still is not able to incorporate it in a natural way, if you can say. But I remember that I really love to use that thick paste. So that's this spread. Oh, this is nice. Willowing's bear. She makes such cute animals and critters. This is totally inspired by Willowing. We all need a very happy bear in life. Yeah. Oh, don't you just love that expression with these whimsical, wonky eyes and that nose just, pointing out? And you can almost, make the ears at the shape of butterflies. I like that a lot. And I love the way that she just simplifies the body into this container and then added arms. So there's like, I mean, who cannot draw a bear like that? So maybe we should try and make um, a bear, a willowing bear. This is also willowing. What was the name of that? It's one of her meditation classes called something special. She launched a new class or something where she was working with these buildings. Um, or maybe I'm mixing it up. There was, I recall it as this special exercise where you first had to doodle a lot of string word, write down something on the background, and then go on top of it and completely cover it, and then make your scenery. And that was the first time that I tried, you know, uh, incorporating meditative, like using tools from therapy or something in your art. And it was just new for me. It was a new grip, a new handle to work like that. So, but I must admit that I don't often do it completely when I reproduce one of her spreads, even though I get the fundamental idea behind it. Like, if you feel powerless, then before you make your journal spread, you write down the words that you want to achieve, which is more self control or something, and then you add on top of it. Because, as you can tell, when you come back years after and look at your journal spread, you will unconsciously be reminded about what's underneath this layer, for instance. So, yeah, I don't know why I'm babbling about it, but I mostly just look at her cute finished page spreads and get inspired by those, and not so much about the therapeutic aspect she's got in her art classes. This is inspired by Art by Mylene. She uses very fluorescent colors. It is so happy to look at. I bet I'm watching a stream from Colleen and Kathy Burke while they're working with her stamps, papers, ephemeras, and then just picking up what I see on my screen, trying to reproduce it. Yeah, I bet that this is like time well spent with while watching their streams and then working on a page spread on my own. So this is also inspired by Willowing. It says she must have maybe how cute he is. I don't know. That's just something really funny about his face. It's really likable look. It must be those tiny eyes, right? I totally forgot that I ever have drawn. I think it's a koala. He's cute. Oh, I'm so glad that I'm looking in this journal because I'm gonna take this image with me. With when I put the book on the shelf, I should try and replicate him at least. Um, this is apparently a live stream with Kathy Arbor. I think I am exploring my new fluorescent watercolor fetish. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is inspired by Arle Bean. Okay, so I think I know what I did. I think first I was inspired by Arle Bean trying to do her style, and then I must have reproduced her style, uh, totally going and aiming for that fluorescent color palette because every color here is the fluorescent colors. Like the blue, the green. I don't see one single muted color in this. So, are these all acrylics or all different types? This is definitely acrylic, and it's also something that's shimmery, so I think it's gelatos. And I can see that there is pasted in either stencils or embossed paper pieces. Recall we did that, it was huge once. You took your embossing folders, embossed some papers, and then glued it in before you prepped your page for your spread. Because this is one of those prepped page spreads where I glued in napkins, more music paper, napkins, pieces of embossed paper, and then went on over it with the acrylic paint, just sporadically, but still kind of showing the texture from the background. So, but I can see, I can also feel it, the heaviness of the page itself. They become like rather thick when you dress them up like that. It's like a whole recipe, like you could really write down the steps for a page prepping like that. Gesso, stencil, napkin. you know. But this is watercolor. I'm pretty sure. This is magicals. I wrote it here. Um, I actually got inspired by Colleen to put out magicals and then whip up bubbles with soap dishwater and then pour on the foam on top of the page and leaving it alone. And then when it dries up, it gives this crazy bubbly texture. And then I just look what I had on the page and then try to make it into a face. It's not like the face is first. It's just a lot of magicals put in together. But I can see on that very strange bubbly surface that it must be made with the whipped foam. Yeah, kind of. The ideas you get from Kathy and Colleen is like a really unthinkable. Like you wouldn't imagine that you would add dishwasher foam for your project. This is also one of those dishwasher foam um, pages, and here you can more see how they look. I get like a dry page looking like this crazy, and then I just have to somehow find something to put on top of it, which sometimes is like difficult, because sometimes you're just looking at a blob of colors. So if you dislike it, you can always just go over. I bet that I had something over here that I thought that I could not work with, so that's why I went over it with the generic recipe of gesso, napkin stencil. So this is definitely a napkin stencil with looks like something inky. Oh, it could be when I bought my fabric texture ink. I don't have like real um ink, alcohol inks. I got inks from that you can dye fabric with, and then I also got inks from my mermaid markers, and that's a kind of ink that I use. Let's see. Um, Adding dishwasher foam. Oh, you believe it, Barbara? Yes. But it was, a fun mixed media page because you couldn't get the result right away. You had to wait for the foam to die down and the page to dry up. So it was one of those pages that you prep and then you go to bed. And then when you wake up in the morning, you have this exciting things to run into. I can just picture myself like, can't wait to wake up in the morning, going straight out to the page and see how did it turn out. You know, it's just really likable. Oh, this is like the worst watercolor ever. I want to write a note to this page because I'll never forget this. This is the Faber-Castell tube watercolors. I can't even believe that they're allowed to call it watercolors. It's like the worst I've ever worked with. Faber-Castell. I really disliked that tube set. It was so sticky. It was not like real pigments. I mean, it was the first experience I had with a supply where I could really tell that, oh man, this is bad. This is really bad. Look how chalky. Uh, does it even? Yeah, it smear off on my fingers years after. It is so chalky. You're not able to mix anything, and the the yellow looks like an ochre, and it's just lying up like barf on top. It doesn't even mix in. I mean, there are so many bad things to say about that tube set, but I think it's kind of cool that I managed to make this page spread to remind me forever ever. I bet that I did this page spread and then just threw it out straight after because it's if a supply don't really sparks joy and it's difficult to work with, you should just throw it out. This is also from that tube set. I'm working with a spatula here, and I'm using thick layers of watercolors because I know I'm gonna ditch that to paint right after. So I'm just trying to use up as much as I can, so less will end up in the landfill. But I'm telling you, that was I don't often go home with bad supplies, but when it happens, oh man, that's really bad. Speaking about bad, what's wrong here? Can you tell? Can you just see that there's something really awful going on with that nose? Can you see like it's like two faces? Like this will go, right? And maybe this up here is okay, but not together. That is so weird. How would I even fix it? I would push that line here and here. There's also something wrong with the lips. Oh my god, this is so crazy. This is actually crazy. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I shouldn't spend time on it. But I'm actually sitting here pondering how it could be fixed. My only advice for this would be to slap down washi make the washi be a part of the texture somehow. I don't know. I don't know. If there's something really off about this face right here. Yes, it's the nose. But anyway, besides that, don't you just love this background where you take a white Posca and then just write gibberish on top? Doesn't it look really yummy? I think I got the idea from a Daphne's Diary magazine to take that white acrylic marker and then just scribble down something linear on top of a background. That's really likable. You think he has character? Oh, this is that awful crackle paste from Finnabair, I think. Yeah, I can't work with it. It sucks up pigments like a sponge and leave the surface dry and ready to receive yet even more. So I kept on adding, and adding colors to this Finnabair crackled surface, and it just sucked it all up. Of course, I'm going in with like something that's water soluble on top of an acrylic based crackled background. So those two are not gonna dance well together. I know. But still, I remember struggling with that paste a ton, and it didn't crackle as promised. It came up with these very nice crackles, so you had to do stencil work to make it look crackled. You know what I mean? Like this is a stencil, but I only was able to make it give me like tiny crackles. So so this is yeah, just a page spread struggling with that. This is a live stream. I can't believe this is a live stream. This is a live stream. This is really a live stream. Okay, this is like far out. This is Lena on off her medications or on. I don't know. Welcome to Crazy Wheel. What was I thinking? I made two hills and then added in a cow, some building, underwear on a laundry string, and then added a picture. This is so weird. I don't even know what this is. Mm. This is acrylic paint. Very shimmery, love, love, love. Mixed with watercolors also. I remember that paint. It's these tubes here. It's very inexpensive brand here in Denmark, Søstrene Grene, and they come out with some sets containing like 6 of these small acrylic tubes, and they are like a little bit annoying to work with because they're super transparent and they're very weak in pigment. But if you water them down, you can actually use them in conjunction with watercolors and make it look like it belongs there. So I've had a lot of fun with these shimmery metallic acrylic tubes watered down with my watercolors. So yeah, more ballerina. I think this might be something that I cut out and then just sprayed on top of it, and then it made this print. It probably is so easy. I mean, you just take a printed picture of something and then with your scissors cut it out, and then you actually have a mask. So I think that's what that is. This is the Arteza watercolors, and I am practicing, playing with my new watercolors by making this inspired piece by Shirley Trevena. I really love her wild ways of painting flowers and fruits. And this is the end. And this looks something from, it just looks like something you would find in a Daphne's diary. So I probably found a page looking like that and then trying to redo it. And this is the last, yes, it is the last page. Ooh, I ripped it up. Maybe I can glue it down. This is the last page, and I can see that I received the Paul Rubens watercolors here, and also the 72 Art and Fly watercolor set. I still have the 72 Art and Fly. Oh my god, does it really go way back to 2018? Wow. But to sum it up, this was a sketchbook from 2018, and it was fun to look back at the techniques that I found interesting to play with back then. It could be fun today to go back, pick one item, and redo it. I am lingering to watch the willowing animals. Oh my god, they were so cute. The bears or the owl, especially that owl was just adorable. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about? Oh, now I'm burning hot on this owl. Also cute elephant. Oh my god, the koala the koala bear was like super super adorable. Where is it? Let's see. Oh, the Sandra bird. There's also that bear right there, or that bug right there. Oh, he is also so cute. Oh, here it is. Look how cute he is. Oh my god, it's almost like cartoonish. Yeah, he is super cute. So yeah, I really love Willowing also. I use her a lot as inspiration for those days where I just want to sit, relax, and then just use color. So I go to her channel and then I just look at her universe, especially her journal flip throughs gives you so much inspiration to some of her critters and stuff, and you can just build and build on top of these if you got like acrylic markers or Posca pens. So there is a lot of steps in her drawings, whether you like to do the background with the gesso and stencil and gluing in paper and napkins. That's one part of it. And then she's got that pretty girl practice or a critter. That's also fun. And then the fun doesn't stop there, because when that layer is dried, you can come back in for the third time and do all your doodling. So I think she's a person who utilizes art supplies super well on a page spread. Wouldn't you guys say so? Like the amount of different supplies she can put on a page spread is just humongous, going from a range of acrylic to gelatos to watercolor to ink to Posca pens, stencil, gesso, paper scraps. I mean, she does it all in one spread. So I think that's why I love to follow her inspiration, because it makes me feel good to just grab and go and use stuff from my stash. So yeah, this, maybe we should do this bear, because I claimed that it was so easy to do. I really think it is. What I like about, in particular, the style of this bear is that Willowing was gifted a huge box from Jane Davenport, and also was gifted the Jane Davenport ink pen. Um, oh, what is it called? Why am I so bad at remembering names? Jane Davenport got a very special calligraphy carbon ink pen that she calls something special, because it got like a very fine nib. But the trick behind the line work to this bear is to continue double layers. So there's not just like one sketch line, there is several sketch lines, and it gives it that cute and wonky expression where you repeat your line work several times. At least that's what I picked up from this tutorial. So let me see if I got that pen. It was actually an awesome ink that was inside it, that carbon waterproof ink. Um, could it be down here? No, it's really long and slim, so it would like stick out. But I actually would love to have that pen for this page, but oh man, I don't think that I have it just to grab right here on my desk. Okay, I will have to wing it with like a thin stylus thing, thin marker instead. It's not here. Okay, let's put this back. Unfortunately, this is not waterproof. Maybe I should grab these because I know they are waterproof. This was gifted to me from Kathy Berg. She's in chat. Yeah, these are waterproof, so I can use those. Let me take those instead. Let's see. I think Neo2s are a favorite. Oh yeah, yes. She's so good at utilize them also for skin tones. Um, let's see. And it is great for people that can't draw a straight line. Yes, it is. I love the way she breaks this figure into shapes. So a square for the body, a square for the head, and we can always discuss the snout. I mean, you can just do this down here, or you can try and make it dimensional. But she always have these doodled butterflies and her signature doodles, and they kind of look naked without it. I mean, haven't you guys tried to draw them and then not include all the doodlings, and then they just kind of look naked, like it goes so well together. And I really like simple backgrounds. It's often something with stars or a very um like what do we very transparent doodling because it's done with white. So it's very rare that you come in with like black doodles on the background. So these flowers up here, black line work but white leaves, that is just so willowing off. So let's try and make the bear. The bear. How should I do it? Should I have the bear like this? And then the paper like this? I think I will mess up my journal. So I think I'll just try and see if I can have the, the journal a little bit aside, maybe. And then sketch him up. I could sketch him like this so you guys can see him. And then when I start to get messy, I will put my journal aside. Let's see. I think I would just make the bear and not the girl, because otherwise she will be this big and the bear will only be this big. So I would just go for the bear. I actually should start with the background, I think. Now it's turning into a project. To not let it turn into like a huge project, we could just simplify it with ripped pattern pages, some napkins, and then with a spatula use gesso. How about that? Or could I? No, wait a second. Recall this. This is super nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, we're gonna try this. That's also like totally willowing. I mean, it's gonna be a little bit confusing and messy, but I think we can pull it off with a bear on front of it. Okay, change of plans. Now I have to think. How was this made? We got Posca pens. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna sketch in the bear first, and then use Posca pens like I did here. Oh my god, this is so confusing to to listen to. But I think this really shows that I really did not have a clue of what to do today. So I kind of am sitting a little bit clueless. It disappeared. Where did it go? I'm trying to find back to the bear. Here it is. Okay, I'm gonna quickly sketch him up so we know how much space that we got. I think I want to go for like, so you think it's maybe a little bit butterfly wings, maybe. Okay, and now comes the fun part. The eyes, a big one, and then a smaller one that's like less wonky up here. So here we actually got the bear. And it's very, very loose, like her really loose. Almost what makes it whimsical is that layer of these lines right here, doubled lines. Okay, here I really love the way that it's almost like it was flowers that made the divisions. And then it came out into a kite. Don't you just love the way that it just was like small doodled doodled flowers almost like that was, it could be like one color, one color, one color, and then here it needs to have like a secondary color. And here she's having like it's going like from up and then splitting out. I'm just trying to see what I can steal from this. We could totally have like one of the big flowers here. There's one color, and then somehow just a corner right there. Okay, let's see what we get. I see that I used washi on the background here. I should do that. I'm just grabbing a roll that's on my table. Nothing special. Just to get some sort of a different texture on the back. Now my mind is spinning like crazy. Like, should I glue on maybe a few pieces of paper? Like, just something. I'm choosing the linear, like this is like lines on this one. I think it's cute. Where could this could be like some sort of going like this maybe. And then removing. I'm sorry for being so quiet. I'm actually thinking. So I know I make it sound like, oh, it's so easy, you just slap things on, but I can't stop thinking while I'm slapping. I don't know if you guys are the same. Like, you're going for that totally random look, but it's never really random because I can't stop, um, you know, auditioning items and pieces while I have to glue them down. Of course, I try not to think too much about it and then just go with that initial idea of following some of the line works for the glued down items. That was one piece of paper. I can use this one. I still need the text on this one. I can steal the frame. Because here is like one line here also. So if I do like, oh, you would love Daniel Donaldson's art? Okay. I don't think I know who it is. I hope it's some collage. Can you see the madness? Like, I'm supporting the structure of the line work with uh, pieces. So a corner right here would be super nice. So just put it down, and then if you want it to be ripped off in a specific direction, Hakuna Matata, you can take your ruler, see, now it just fits down there in that little nug right there. Okay, enough about this pattern paper. I don't want it to be like a gesso session where I'm sitting here digging out stencils and ending up with the hair dryer blowing for hours just to make it dry. Okay, I got this last corner. That's not a corner. That's not a corner. I'm just gonna put it down here then. Okay, we got something down. Let's go and grab some baby wipes because now my hands got a little bit gluey. If I remember correct, she laid down new 2 colors first, wet them, and the flowers can. Oh, I got notifications covering it up. Oh, let's see. Oh man, I got like 5 notifications while I'm live. I seems to get a lot of notification when I'm live, and then when I turn off the camera, quiet. She lays down new color 2 first and wet them and the flowers where the colors broke from each other, but it has been more than a minute. Um, yeah, I can imagine, the mixing. I don't really have new color 2s right at my fingertips. I got the second best oil pastels. They're not water soluble, but I also have a very not likable art supply, but I love to work with them. They're called gelatos. A lot of people is like shaking their heads like, oh my god, you don't use gelatos. Yes, I do. I love them a lot. Um, and maybe after you watch me work effortless on this page spread with gelatos, you will understand why I love gelatos so much. Okay, the key here is it I wouldn't be sad if it was a quick coverage because the clock is already, what is it? I got 40 minutes before Bob goes on, right? So let's hit the ground running with this background here. Love pink. There's just something really nice about the brightness of bubblegum pink. And it's a pushed back pink, so it's not like a in your face fluorescent pink, but still pinkish. I want to go for a color scheme where I have like 2 colors meeting on each plate. So here I got this icy blue that's I'm gonna blend and push back to a little bit more darker blue in the corner up here, covering up the pattern paper. And I think I would love to have like a lime green touch, just a touch, just a touch. And then I'm using my middle finger for something good, which is to blend gelatos. So in a swoosh, you can cover up a corner with the color quite quickly. And down here, I want to do a replication of the colors up here just to have some sort of not I'm not going for symmetry, but I wouldn't mind repeating the color schemes like I don't know, I'm kind of crazy. My head just like that flop of swapping the color on a page like this. I can't even talk and do this at the same time. But you get my idea, like there's something calm about having these this group right here represented, to give it symmetry. Now we want something screaming in your face. Back to the pink, back to the kind of a little bit hysterical pink here, backed up with orange. That's gonna pick up your attention. And then I think we could start working on this diamond shape up here. Can have a side that's like kind of orange. And then I want this to go down in purple. I have several purples. I got this with shimmer. It's very likable. Super dark. Purple can also be added. I recall that these two are, yeah, this is like really dark. Look how dark. It's almost like black. It's almost like a dioxazine purple. So you can play with that, going completely into black, and then transitioning out in a blend of this purple, which is like really likable. Be careful here with the yellow and the purple because they are opposite on the color wheel, so they will create mud if you just blend like a crazy. Here I covered up the paper, so I'm bringing back the paper by wiping off the gelato. So you don't really lose your effort of putting something in the background. You just bring it back up to the surface with a wet baby wipe. And it's because gelato is this very water soluble art supply. Okay, I want something up here. Maybe that mint green, if we keep that in mind. Look at this hysterical pink. Pink and orange, always best friends. So if we try and mix in some sort of white, I'm thinking this mauve gray color here to block in this corner. And what's a darker tone step down from that mauve? Could it actually be, if I mix it correctly, this kind of purple? So see, now we're gonna get like a nice purple area over here, but I want white. I want something white because I have an idea that the ears could be dark, so I don't want to put a dark background to a dark ear. So I'm introducing a white gelato to give myself multiple opportunity to make a dark earlobe pop by choosing a white background. And I'm simply just swirling and smearing with my fingers until I think it looks mixed. And here I want to go down to something blue like this. Oh, this teal. Oh, that's a happy color. Yeah, we got the teal. We got the teal. Teal would be nice over here also. Like like it continued from the back of the bear, maybe into something icy blue. Yellow. Can you see it needs some yellow? Oh, that's a nice split we got down here. It's gonna look awesome. You got like yellow on one side and then the green tones on the other side of the stem of this imaginary flower. Yeah, I like this. I think over here now we definitely need more of that soft pink up here in this corner here, right? So let's just slap it down now where we know we want it. What could it? Maybe some red tones to get that that thingy here to work. So let's just be bold and take a red triangle corner here. And we got the purple, so we could go this pushback mauve color on one side. Um, do I want this one maybe? Okay, with gelato you can like push the pigments. Now you have to see how far I can get that red. Are you ready? I'm aiming for surrounding the heart because instead of making the heart red, I want to make the background red around the heart, right? So I'm just have to clean my finger. So I got like really dark red here. I can just keep pushing, pushing, pushing. Isn't it amazing? I mean, I really think they are so pigmented, these gelato sticks. So I know people are like, oh, they're very expensive. You don't get much for your money. But I think once you start working with the pigments inside of it, they are so loaded that you can like move and push and pull your colors. There have to be something glittery in this set here. Maybe this one. Yeah, this is one of the metallic. Yeah, that's nice. And then maybe some cool tones. Maybe like a really cool blue corner up here. So let me start pushing. Yeah, I'm pushing out all the pink and I didn't mean to, so I'm just gonna go and add more of the pink. Was it this one? No, I think it was this one. I'm gonna add more pink here, but it's very vague. It doesn't really cover up the pattern paper much, so I'm just going in with a stronger pink. Let's see what we get. Okay, I'm gonna push the pink toward the blue. They can mix, they won't make mud. What might make mud is this orange layer right here next to the pink. So I think I will play it safely by starting with the orange, introducing it into this kind of shimmery color, and now picking up some of the shimmery, so the orange is now gone from my fingers, and then start pushing pink into this blue area here. Clean your fingers. I think that is nice. Then we actually got this triangle down here. Oh, it could be awesome with that very hysterical pink. So let's see if I can color this without coloring that green leaf right there. And last opportunity to use this very pale white blue that I actually like a lot. This icy blue. Okay, I'm gonna start with the pink. And pushing it all the way up into the blue just to see what do we get. Yeah, I like that. If you can hear a lot of music, like doof, 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 it's my neighbor. They're having a party. Okay, now for a very likable effect, which is to take either the black oil pastel or the black gelato. I think I first want to give it a try with a black gelato if I have one. Maybe I have like something left here. Look at this. What I'm talking about is the smearing of line work. It's very old. I mean, it's a very old journal page trick, but I really love it. It works all the time. You do the edges and your line work with a gelato and smear it out with your finger to get those really, really dark lines. So let me try and make an edge also in this dark, just to stay true to the style, if you can say. I think we all can agree that this is like so 2018. Okay, I'm a little bit quiet because I got fat fingers, so I think I need a piece of paper to frame it in. And framing is just so quick. I like it better than using acrylic. I have tried to frame in pages with a brush and black acrylic, but I just like that hazy, dusty look it gets when you have used something that you smeared out. Yeah, I'm gonna frame everything in, even though I'm not finished with the bear yet. Okay, note to self: this framing business should have been like the last step, you know? I just couldn't wait. Do 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 do. Ta ta! It's taking shape, people. Okay, I really need to clean my hands because that black pigment will just leave fingerprints. I got some. I just want to dust it off in my bin. Okay, let's see. You're playing along too? Oh, that's cool, Colleen. Thank you very much. I really like it. Will it move after like pastels? I find that it hardens up. It's very movable while you just applied it, but after a while, which means like 15 minutes, half an hour, it kind of sets. You can go in and then use a wet baby wipe anytime. Like 5 years after, you can re-wet it and work on top of it. But it kind of sets. And then if you really want to fixative it, you can use pastel spray on top of it, and it will come somewhat sealed, but never really sealed. Because it's like a creamy application. So I think you would need to like really spray it from different angles a lot of times to get all the crevices of the paper sealed in. I think I can do this. Yay, you can, Kathy. We'll watch replay and do it with you then. I love my gelatos, just don't use them enough. It's true. And you know what? They dry up. They completely is not. I don't know how long the shelf life of this art supply is, but I can see that mine are less creamy than when I got them. I can feel it when I'm applying them. They become dry and kind of crumbles a little bit. But when they were new, they were like lipstick. So they did not crumble, and you were able to feel like you're painting with a butter stick or something. But they get a little bit resistant when they're dried up. But I think they are equivalent to a lot of water soluble sticks. Oh my god, look now, I can't even get this one pushed back down. Okay, I guess the bear will have a yellow area. I just screwed up this. What I wanted to say about when they get dry. Can I demonstrate it with this one? Okay, when they get dry, they get so firm in the stick that you can screw them up, but it's difficult to get them back down. So when you get a very dry gelato that's not creamy any longer, it's very tempting to screw it up high because then you can like really paint, you know. But don't do it because it's difficult to get them back down into the container. Now I'm gonna force this down by really like pushing to the paper. So I think I will make the background of the bear somewhat yellow, and while I'm applying the yellow, I will try and screw it back down into the container. I'm not even sure that it will. No, it won't. Look, it's just twirling, twirling, twirling. Yeah, we're gonna use a lot of yellow on this bear. No harm done. I'm just using down so that I can pull on the cap back to this gelato. So just gonna be some sort of a wasteful pig with this one. I don't know how expensive these are in the state. Mine have a different price tag compared to when I hear people doing reviews, and I think it's because gelato might be a German product, so they're actually not expensive here in Denmark. Maybe you guys have a different price tag on them because they're imported from Germany to the US market. I don't know. I see that reverse, like Tim Holtz are super expensive um, here in Denmark because it's added for 40% of the invoice in import taxes plus the shipping, you know. So when people are comparing gelatos with the Tim Holtz gel markers, they often find in favor that the Tim Holtz are better because of a price difference. But in my country, it's quite the opposite. I would have to pay 3 times more to get the Tim Holtz crayons, and they don't release 3 times better excitement compared to what I already have. So I am disappointed in the Tim Holtz crayons. Look, I got black gelato there smeared. I can just take a baby wipe and hopefully push back the pigment. I also got purple. So it is a little bit messy. But yeah, there's been a lot of pro and con comparison between gelatos and other gel sticks, especially Tim Holtz. But when it all just comes down to how you like to work, if you like to smear with your finger, then makes you like the shape of the tool more. But if you don't like to have direct contact like this with your fingers, I can so understand why people think it's a frustrating tool. Such a thick lipstick to apply things with, and it's impossible to sit with a brush or, So I guess people have to ask themselves if they like to use their fingers. Uh, and if they do, then this could be like a fun supply. What color should the bear be? It doesn't have to be like bear color, right? It could be like anything. Hmm. I don't want to go for orange. A gray bear? Okay, I have a then it's becoming like a bear color. How about an olive green bear mixed with uh I'm thinking. Hmm. I bet these two would make like a funky colored bear. And then if I mix in some dark. What is this? Iced coffee that's like really shiny. Okay, should we try and go for this iced coffee that's a shimmery with a caramel? Coffee caramel. It sounds like a perfect combo in my world. Okay, let me see how potent it is. To play it safe, I just lay down a white, not white, but a bright light coat first. Yeah, it's dark. Man, that's dark. Because now I got that bright base to glide on as an underpainting. So I hopefully will be able to thin out the dark gelato to be able to create this illusion of some sort of a highlight on the bear. It's just because I think it's difficult to go back and work on top of the gelato with highlight. It's easy if you want to remove things, like you can just take a baby wipe, but if you want to work in layers, it's best if you can get the illusion of layers in one hit. Like in one application, from the way that you smear it on. So one more time, a beige, probably about Owen's favorite color. A buff beige on the outside of the arm. Go in with the strong color on the inside, and then somehow use your magical finger and see if you can mix them together without making the beige totally dark. So I would say that's okay for this style of painting. Oh, teal and blue, that would be nice and very cute. Now I'm just going for this dark bear. I know for sure that I want to give him dark earlobes up here, and then that beige caramel in the center of the ear. So yeah, a smart person would probably have put in the caramel beige first, but I didn't. Okay, can you see how small that area is and how fat my fingers are? Do I have like Okay, now my neighbor is like really having a dance theme, like an 80s dance theme. I was looking for my clay tool, the silicone nip brushes. Can't find them. Okay, we're gonna go with the pinky finger. The pinky finger. Oh man, it's gonna look so ugly. Oh my god, I can't wait for this recorded to upload so I can hear how much of the neighbors' party noises that's being recorded with this stream. Hopefully, my camera's microphone will dull out the background sounds. Yeah, look, I'm just making a mess right there. Can you see that? I think maybe, how you think that everything is, you're able to go back and save a lot of faux pas with colored pencils? With gelatos, the magic is not the colored pencil, but oil pastels. If you use colored pencil on top of gelatos, you risk to just scratch off the oily, um, creamy layer that you put down with the gelato, so you can kind of scratch, just like scratch it off with a sharp pencil. So I use oil pastels if I want to go on top of gelatos. Okay, it's gonna be as good as it gets right there. Now I think I better use my two brain cells a little bit. I'm gonna give myself a caramel ring around this eye for sure. Blend it out first and then come in with the dark colors in the end. Where else could I use like a bright color? How about this area right here? And then push down dark and maybe, okay, just to play it safe, I'm just also gonna use caramel around the other eye. Now it can't go wrong, right? And I want to give him like some sort of rosy cheeks. That would be so cute. I can just audition it. If I don't like it, I can wipe it off with the baby wipe. But couldn't it be cute if he had like soft blended round rosy cheeks and then this pink snout? We can put a white highlight on that snout when we're done. So I would say like we did our best with the prepping up the background. Okay, now go in with the dark color. Wish me luck. Okay, I could start with just drawing the square. This is where it becomes a little bit messy, when you have some areas. I think I don't want to go for a specific nose other than just this. Let me just see how far it gets with this. Because, like I said, it's very pigmented. So, if I first Oh my god, now they're playing Pump Up the Jam. Do you remember that? Pump up the jam, pump it up. What are we like 85, 86? I'm thinking that it's like young people having a party, but it's might all actually be people in my age. Okay, here I need to be very careful what I'm doing. This is where it can get really messy. Let me see. I think I want to go close to this eye right here. Okay, lucky for me, we got a white pastel or a white gelato to save some of these area here. Right now it looks like a mess. What about this one? That's a fun one. Maybe here? I don't want to go touch too much of that pink cheeks. Oh, see, I shouldn't have lifted. I think if you're in doubt, then step back from it a little bit. So I think I'm gonna step back from it a little bit and then just try and work in this gelato in this shape here. If you have one of those blending tools that you use for oil pastels, uh, art sticks. Oh shoot, I forgot the name, but it's something about an a sticks, Stixx. It's a blending tool that would be perfect for this very intricate area right here. I'm just gonna go back with that caramel. I dislike layering with gelatos because I think it looks clumsy. So maybe I should just leave it and then come back to it. And what I'm doing is that I'm making it having a chance to set a little bit so it's not so creamy. So just let it dry a little bit. Okay, these flowers here, couldn't it be awesome if it was like screaming pink? Oh, a paper blending stump. Yeah, that could actually have been wise to use that. I actually think that you would be able to control the small details with a blending stump. Excellent idea. I think I just want to work on this flower here and then introduce the oil pastel now because I can see that time is running a little bit fast. Okay, I definitely would take a black to begin with. Let me just peel off the paper here. Where is it? Okay, I got it. Yeah, the outright super vibrant. Okay, before I add that, couldn't it be fun to give that eye some sort of a blue color? Or maybe the teal? No, it has to be the blue. Oh, I can never make up my mind because I like most of the bright colors. So, got a blue eye right there. Okay, now I just go in with the oil pastel, and I'm totally hoping to be able to come in with Posca pen when the whoops when it's kind of dried out a bit and sprayed with a fixative, I'm thinking that I will be able to come back in and do doodling with Posca pens and also that white highlight in the eye and also whiskers. But so far it's like a two-step drawing where it needs some drying time. Okay, let me just hit some of his head with this black. Let's see if we can smear. Oh, it doesn't really look nice when I smear. I think I should stop smearing. Do we have a white? The white stick always get used up fast. So I only got this not so likable muted white left. Now it's like it's been sitting a little bit, so I think it's easier to add that white on it now. It actually was. Oh shoot. A bear. He looks really surprised and misunderstood. I think it's because I just showed him his reflection in the mirror. Let's see. If you want the color to pop again, you can then put a final coat of a gloss medium or a Mod Podge. Oh, but wouldn't it move then? You know, if I put something wet on top of this and had to maneuver with a brush, it will like move. I don't know. Maybe it can be sprayed down so that it stays put long enough to add a gloss medium. This is a fun color. This is like lime green but with a sheen in it. Ooh, I like this lime green. Get more of it over here. Oh, it's so annoying that I'm running out of time. Now it's 8 o'clock. Bob Owen is starting up her stream now. I don't think that I can finish this today, so I think I'll just finish it off while I'm watching Bob Owen. Because now it's time for me to say goodbye, so we all can take the bus over to Bob Owen's Drama Free Friday. But I want to thank you all for coming, and thank you for bearing over me with not reading the chat so much today. Um, I don't think I said hello to Lisa and PM Artist Studio. Sorry if I missed someone. If you put a clear gesso over it, you will be able to do that. Otherwise, the oil pastel and even the crayon will move with the Posca. They will mess your tip up on your Posca too. Oh, I just use Posca on top of sprayed gelatos, not the oil pastels. I would never mix my Posca tip with the oil sticks, but on top of this water soluble spray fixed media, I totally would use not even the Posca pens, but also these very inexpensive writers that are supposedly able to write on stone and glass and windows and whatnot. It's just cheap, inexpensive from the supermarket. Um, so I find that if I pull out the nib and rinse it in water, it is as good as new. If I ever get it contaminated, but it's always nice to have a handful of such inexpensive stone markers. You know, they use them for kids. Um, so they are very durable. So, oh yeah, Barb's. So let's head over for Barb's. And thank you. I wish you a very nice weekend. And bye bye. Thanks for coming.